Now you're hearing, yo, we might keep all 4. Come on now. The writing's on the wall. Yeah. Next thing we go here in training camp, you know, it was a hard decision, but we decided to go with Shedeur Sanders.
I agree with it 100%. And it's crazy that they saying this before training camp and before Shedeur even got an opportunity to play a game. That means he has checked every single box that they need to check. Because you know, 3rd round pick, you're not going to get cut.
So to me, James, the reason it's idiotic is rip the Band-Aid off. If Shedeur going to start, like Shady's saying, let Shedeur start. Yeah. If Flacco going to start, let Flacco start.
Shedeur Sanders is yet again back in the headlines, and this time, it's not just hype. Former NFL star LeSean McCoy has stirred up serious buzz by claiming that the Cleveland Browns are seriously considering Shedeur as their starting quarterback. According to McCoy, the way things are shaping up, especially with the Browns now reportedly planning to keep all 4 quarterbacks on the roster, it's only a matter of time before Shedeur gets handed the keys to the first team. And McCoy isn't the only one seeing the writing on the wall. James Jones has also weighed in, voicing full support for the Browns' decision. In his words, Shedeur ticks all the requirement boxes needed for a top-tier QB role in the league. From leadership and arm strength to football IQ and locker room presence, he's got it all. With both former players backing him and the Browns making moves that suggest a shakeup under center, the question isn't if Shedeur Sanders will take over the starting job. It's when.
You traded for it to the Eagles, right? A champion, left Pittsburgh to the Eagles to, you know, learn a little bit, play a little bit better. Showed me a different side of him than I seen in Pittsburgh. And then Joe Flacco, like Acho just talked about, he's an old vet, right? 40-some years old, played a lot of football. Some good, some bad, but he played a lot of football. Shedeur the best one in the room, and they know that. And I think now this gives him a real chance to be a starter.
LeSean McCoy didn't just throw praise, he broke it down. In a recent segment, McCoy ran a full comparison between the quarterbacks currently on the Browns roster. He acknowledged that Kenny Pickett brings experience to the table and has shown flashes of strong play, but pointed out that bouncing between teams may be a sign that something's missing. Then there's Joe Flacco, a former Super Bowl MVP, no doubt, but at 42 years old, McCoy noted his performances can be hit or miss. But then he got to Shedeur Sanders, and that's where things shifted. McCoy emphasized that Shedeur has now overtaken both veterans in terms of talent, presence, and potential. He didn't mince words. The Browns know they have the most naturally gifted quarterback already on the roster. And if that's the case, McCoy made it clear, there's a real probability that Shedeur Sanders could start right away. On the other side of the conversation, Emmanuel Acho didn't hold back either. But his take came with a sharp critique of the Browns' current quarterback strategy. Acho argued that carrying 4 quarterbacks on the roster is not just unconventional, it's inefficient. In his words, it's just dumb. For a team trying to build chemistry, identity, and a clear offensive direction, having 4 guys competing for the same spot only creates confusion. Instead, Acho believes the Browns need to establish an undisputed starter, and for him, that starter is either Shedeur Sanders or Joe Flacco. He emphasized that leadership starts with clarity, and by naming a true QB1, the team can finally rally behind someone and build consistency.
So to me, James, the reason it's idiotic is rip the Band-Aid off. If Shedeur gonna start, like Shady's saying, let Shedeur start. Yeah. If Flacco gonna start, let Flacco start. But why do I have 3 dudes eating sunflower seeds on the bench during the course of a game? I need another James Jones on my team. Or I need another Acho on my team. I don't need another Shady on my team. He already running down as a running back. So it's just dumb. Rip the Band-Aid off and start Shedeur if that's what you want to do.
In response to Emmanuel Acho's criticism, James Jones offered a more balanced perspective. He acknowledged the logistical reality that even if the Browns decide to keep all 4 quarterbacks on the roster, only 2 are going to be dressed on game day. That means yes, it might feel unfair for the other 2 sitting out. However, Jones believes there's value in having options, especially when the starting quarterback situation is still fluid. According to Jones, this isn't about indecision, it's about flexibility. He argued that if the presumed starter underperforms or struggles to keep up with the pace of the season, the Browns will have solid alternatives ready to go. In a league where injuries and off days are part of the grind, having multiple capable quarterbacks in the system could be a smart insurance policy. Peter Schrager added a whole new layer to the discussion with his insider insight, and what he revealed is turning a lot of heads in Cleveland and beyond. According to Schrager, the Browns are quietly leaning toward a more streamlined quarterback plan. Keep one veteran, either Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett, and move forward with both promising rookies, Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel. That means one of the vets could soon be on the way out, as the team looks to build around youth, upside, and long-term potential. But here's where things really get interesting. Schrager didn't just speak highly of Shedeur, he went as far as to label him untouchable. That's right. Despite still being a rookie, Shedeur Sanders is reportedly being viewed as a foundational piece for the franchise. The Browns aren't just impressed with his early flashes, they're invested in him deeply.
It would be surprising with the Cleveland Browns if they kept 4 quarterbacks. I do know that this year is going to be very important for Shedeur and Dillon Gabriel, and the reason is they're both 3rd round and 5th round picks. And if you remember, when we were sitting together at the draft, Cleveland traded back.
James Jones, on the other hand, expressed his surprise, but also admiration, for just how much of an impact Shedeur Sanders has made without even playing a single NFL game yet. Jones pointed out that the Browns' early decision to lock in Shedeur as a long-term piece speaks volumes. It shows that, behind the scenes, Shedeur has already checked every box the franchise looks for in a quarterback: leadership, intelligence, work ethic, and raw talent.
I agree with it 100%. And it's crazy that they saying this before training camp and before Shedeur even got an opportunity to play a game. That means he has checked every single box that they need to check. Because 3rd round pick, you're not going to get cut.
According to Jones, you don't keep a rookie in a stacked QB room just to see what happens. You keep him because you believe in what he can deliver. He added that while the Browns may have initially leaned on their veteran quarterbacks to carry them through the early stages of the season, the fact that they've committed to Shedeur signals something much bigger. It's not just about depth, it's about potential.
We are going to keep 4 quarterbacks. Number 1, that lets me know it's a wide open competition.
Come on now.
Number 2, we want to keep these veterans out here. Let them maybe try it out there first. But we're going to keep these young boys because they showed us we could play. And for Shedeur to be a 5th rounder and to get out there in OTAs and mini camps and check all the boxes, that is why they talking like this. I absolutely love the idea because I think that all these dudes is going to get an opportunity to play and let the best man win the job.
The Cleveland Browns' decision to keep 4 quarterbacks on their roster might seem unusual at first glance, but when you look deeper, it clearly points to one central figure: Shedeur Sanders. Across all the insider takes and expert opinions, one consistent theme has emerged. Shedeur isn't just another rookie, he's the rookie they're betting on. LeSean McCoy, James Jones, Emmanuel Acho, and Peter Schrager all recognize that Shedeur has made an enormous impact without even stepping onto an NFL field. Whether it's his composure, leadership, or raw talent, he's impressed the coaching staff and front office, enough to be labeled untouchable. That kind of title isn't handed out lightly, especially in a league where every position is under constant pressure. The Browns choosing to carry all 4 quarterbacks, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Shedeur Sanders, and Dillon Gabriel, shows they're open to keeping experience on hand, but they're also signaling trust in the next generation. According to Schrager, the team may eventually trim one veteran, but Shedeur isn't going anywhere. He's not just a developmental piece, he's the future centerpiece. Even James Jones highlighted that no team holds on to a rookie in a crowded QB room just to observe. They keep him because they believe he can deliver. The Browns are clearly preparing for a transition. Whether it happens in Week 1 or mid-season, the writing is on the wall. Shedeur Sanders is at the center of their quarterback strategy, and the decision to keep 4 QBs is less about uncertainty and more about protecting the guy they believe in most. But what do you think about the Browns' quarterback situation? Is keeping 4 QBs a smart move for building depth and flexibility, Or is it a sign that the team lacks clarity at the most important position on the field? Do you believe Shedeur Sanders is truly ready to take the reins as a rookie? Or should the Browns play it safe with a veteran like Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett? And if Shedeur is already being called untouchable, does that mean the Browns are all in on him as their future franchise QB? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.